Hello, and welcome to Gatherverse News Unscripted. I'm Lisa Bernard. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, I will speak with Fraser Bowie. He's the Chief Product Officer of New Eyes Technologies. New Eyes are a new pair of glasses that they've created that help people who have limited vision maximize what they are able to see. And also, they have a product that will help surgeons and dentists have more precision in the OR. We're going to take a look at the new glasses right now. We'll take a look at a corporate video and a man who is demonstrating how they work.
Assistant professor and technologist for Marshall B. Ketchum University. I teach future of technology. This is actually two computer screens at the same time looking into your eyes. So that's huge. This is a full computer. At work, people know I'm visually impaired, but they hand me pieces of paper anyway, so I can use New Eyes to read those pieces of paper. But with the Vivo technology, I can say, glasses make bigger. Glasses make bigger.
And let's welcome Fraser Bowie to the show now. Fraser, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
These new VR glasses are really life-changing for people who have limited vision. And I've seen that in the past few weeks, you guys are busy. Have announced a partnership with dermatologists and plastic surgeons, and you also have just shown a video of real-time subtitles coming onto the lenses for people who have trouble hearing. Let's take a look at the video of the subtitles and that new technology while we talk a little bit about it. Tell me, first off, I guess, about the founding of this company, your company founded by veterans, and how you yourself came into this work.
Yeah, so our company was founded by Mark Greggett. He's a Navy veteran, and he, after leaving the Navy, was selling assisted technology. And if you can imagine, just 6 or 7 years ago, it was big old TVs or microfiche machines, for those that remember those, with cameras at the bottom so they could zoom in and out to read their mail or their books and that sort of thing. And that was really how those with low vision saw what they needed to see. And so throughout the course of him selling, he kept on getting the question of, why can't there be glasses? And so that's what he set out to do. And our company tagline is, we're empowering vision where it matters most. So and that applies to everyone. So while we started with low vision, the video you're seeing now is about live subtitles that we provide with our new caption software. And then as we go to, other products like surgery you mentioned, again, it's all about how can we enhance the vision of those that are wearing our glasses.
Well, it is all moving so quickly. I noticed that even in that promotional video, it seems you're using avatars instead of people, and this whole industry is moving so fast. How do you keep up? How do you keep up? And what would you say is the lay of the land right now? There seem to be many people trying to get into the space. How is New Eyes different?
We're not trying to build technology because it's cool. We're trying to solve problems, right? So for as when we started and Mark started, he started because the big microfiche machines are great when reading a book, but you can't watch TV with them or you can't take them to the restaurant. So how can we enhance that human experience with our glasses? And so that's where the glasses originated. And then because it was about the eyes, our board advisors, a lot of them are doctors and surgeons. And so as he spoke to them, he started to realize that there is the traditional surgical loops, that there's challenges there. They're fixed focus. They're, they don't have any software, obviously, because they're just analog and things like that. So that was one of to our latest product that we'll be releasing later this year, our new loops product. That's where that came from, is just through the constant work. So we're always, again, not trying to put a cool piece of technology into, as they say, we're not a solution looking for a problem. We actually look at how we can enhance the human experience and things around us and what we can do using our glasses.
Well, and I'd like to show another video where you do just that. There's a man, I think it's the same person, and he's out on the street and also trying to navigate the world around him, and he's using new eyes. Let's take a look at that video as well.
I can see the hand telling me to stop across the street. Now I can see it change. If you took my vision and you were about 5 feet away from me, this is what you'd see. I have to do what's called mapping. So I have to move my eye all around and figure out what their face looks like. Because the world is brought closer to me in this pair of glasses with new eyes, this is what I see. Right information. Get apps and tools for your phone.
So that is remarkable. I can see how it is life-changing. And now you're saying, as you referenced earlier, the new loops, which you're saying will revolutionize the operating room. For hundreds of years, these surgeons have used these fixed glasses. We have some video to show of what the new loops look like. Tell me the feedback you're getting on that. How are these being received?
Yeah, so the traditional loops have been around, what they're using today, since the 1800s, and actually the first pair of loops, I think, was sometime in the 1500s that they came out of. And so there hasn't been much advancement, and what we're able to do with these, and again, we've built this side by side with the clinicians and the surgeons and the folks that use it, because we wanted to make sure that we got the design right. So this is an example of what they'll be. So a couple of things. We started out, it was a single camera, much like the low vision glasses. It was a single camera and it was fixed. And then we were told, well, we really need that depth of field. We need to see the distance between our tools and the veins or the organs. So then we went to 2 cameras. And then as we were testing that, it was a lot of the feedback we were getting was the fact that there's a lot of, with traditional loops, you have your telescopes here. So you're looking down and hunched over. So there's a lot of fatigue, neck and back fatigue. So then we introduced our pivoting cameras. So, the response has been phenomenal. We're out there testing today with some of our prototypes, and have a launch schedule for later this year to bring them to market. And we just have had just some phenomenal response. We've already gotten orders from companies that will be distributing it for plastics and dermatologists. And really, it's taking it to the next level. So imagine today, we use AR in small ways. Maybe it's going to lenscrafter.com and trying on glasses virtually, Snapchat filters, things like that. But you look at, dare I say, the Hollywood version of it with Minority Report and other things like that. But you are able to pull in this additional information. So a surgeon could be pulling in an X-ray or a CAT scan into their field of view while they're doing their surgery. But they can also, what we're able to also do is understand that working distance in front of them. So understand what they're working on, and now guide them through surgical navigation, through just points, overlaying points on the work that they're doing, or the surgery, or the teeth that they're working on, so that they can really understand where they need to go, and the angle of the tool, where to insert it, those sort of things, which is far beyond anything they're doing today. Today, surgeons spend a lot of time looking at additional monitors and seeing where things are, but now they can do that right in their field of view with new loops.
So AR healthcare or VR healthcare is definitely hot right now. There is no question about it. And I have seen varying statistics which put the increase in the industry at 27 to 40% in the next just 7 years. And obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but we know that GE Healthcare, Philips, these massive, massive companies are also jumping into the space. How are you navigating that against some of these huge players?
So, we have a secret weapon in many ways. Our CTO, um, Randy Yeager, he's done this. He's a former Boeing engineer, former Disney Imagineer, and he has taken our using our two cameras. We're giving this optic imagery, so we're delivering real time depth perception, and that's the key. And we fortunately have Randy, who is one of the few people in the world that has done it and commercialized it in the past when working for Boeing. And really, that's the way we look at it. Is we're doing this focused on something that we know needs a solution, and so we are very agile and involve all the, as I mentioned, all the clinicians, all the people to get that feedback. And I think, being the size that we are, and in some ways having a lack of funds, right? Not having the billions of dollars is actually a huge advantage to us, because it means that we can really, really focus and spend the money where it's needed, not just spend money to see if you can do something, but we're actually focused on a single objective with new loops.
And I will say that companies like Meta that have 66,000 employees, in contrast to OpenAI, which has something like 375 and has blown up the world in the last few months, it does show you that bigger isn't necessarily better or more successful or faster. So I definitely appreciate that. I want to also talk about, sort of in the same way, this other way that your product could be used, a video that I saw that we'll show right now on your website of, I think it's yourself fixing the engine of a car, following instructions in the glasses. And when I saw that, it seemed to me that you're right there also in this race to make these magical AR glasses that are coming. The clunky headset that right now seems to be the only option for people is a bit of a barrier for entry. A lot of people are resistant to that. And we seem to think Apple's coming out with glasses. And I've been hearing recently about contact lenses down the road.
Yeah.
But your technology, do you feel well positioned to take this to consumers in this sort of AR glass revolution?
Yeah, so we have, the New Loops product is focused initially on medical, but we see it going into the enterprise and eventually getting to that consumer level, right? The idea that I talk about building the superhuman, the idea that much like Google and search engines made it easier for us to find information, doing something as simple as this, which is just a step by step, or doing that surgical navigation that's more complex and really walking you through the procedure slammed onto the patient in front of you. It allows us to do things we've never done before and do them without making mistakes, because it's telling us exactly what to do and when to do it and how to do it. And it can do so many other things. I mean, we have another pair of glasses, these, which are our Pro 3Es, which is what we use for the new caption software. But you can watch movies on them by plugging them into the phone. You can sit there and watch Netflix. You can do other basic things. And I know a lot of people are waiting for that. When is it this next great thing? But the reality is what we have today, whether it's New Eyes or even some other companies, but what we have today can do so much that it's really getting people out there, whether it's the consumer. I mean, these are $500, right? They look like a pair of sunglasses. They connect to an Android phone through a USB-C. And then these, of course, are a lot more complicated and are a lot more feature rich that will help surgeons do surgery. So it really applies everywhere, and it's just getting the word out there to show what we can do today is far beyond what we imagined, 5 or 6 years ago.
I have to agree. I think it really is tremendous. And something like fixing the engine of a car, that is incredibly useful rather than waiting for AAA to arrive and the sky's the limit. So I really do see that. And it's exciting. It's an exciting thing you're a part of. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us today.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Thank you again. And to all of you out there, we'd like to base our reporting based on what you're interested in learning more about. Please share story ideas with us. You can go to a link that we will drop in the comments section of this live stream, or also go to gatherverse.org/news and tell us what you'd like us to report on. And join us tomorrow. Jade Hernandez will be here at noon Pacific time. On tomorrow's show, Jade will be speaking with Dr. Laura Civarelli. She's using VR tech to educate people like you and me about the inner workings of our body. Imagine being able to see the problem up close in a VR headset. If you've ever been to the doctor and not understood a diagnosis, you will want to watch this show tomorrow with Jade. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day.